I placed my fingers and thumb into the holes in the wall. Nothing happened. The only object on the table which interested me was a small sack. As I dipped my fingers into the soft white powder, I realized what it was. Plaster of Paris. I'd used it in kindergarten to make casts of animal paw prints. The statue was too heavy to lift. It overbalanced into the sand. The statue lay face up in the soft sand. As I swung the stone upright, I noticed it had left a pattern of holes in the sand. I placed my fingers in the 5 impressions left by the fallen stone. It was weird. They fit perfectly. I tried in vain to move the panel. There was a pattern of 5 holes arranged on the wall. They'd been drilled there deliberately. The 5 fingers on the back of the statue had left their impressions in the fine sand. I sprinkled the plaster on the sand until the holes were filled. I smoothed the plaster level with the sand. It was my first experience of home improvement. The patch of sand where the statue had fallen was covered with a dense sprinkling of plaster. I reached into the sack, but it was empty. Behind the altar was a carved panel decorated with animals, birds, and plants. I tried in vain to move the panel. There was a pattern of 5 holes arranged on the wall. They'd been drilled there deliberately. There was a pattern of 5 holes arranged on the wall. They'd been drilled there deliberately. I searched the trash, but there was nothing useful there. The faucet creaked, coughed, and spewed out a stream of rusty-colored water. I held the towel under the faucet and soaked it with water. I shut off the faucet as tight as I could, but it kept on dripping. I squeezed the towel as hard as I could, but it was barely damp. I smoothed the plaster level with the sand. It was my first experience of home improvement. I looked among the cleaning materials, but saw nothing I could use. The carton was damp and soggy, useless. The faucet creaked, coughed, and spewed out a stream of rusty-colored water. It was a couple of paper sacks filled with trash. I looked among the cleaning materials, but saw nothing I could use. It was a calendar with a faded photograph of a prize-winning carp. It was a rusty faucet. I held the towel under the faucet and soaked it with water. The trickle of water was quickly absorbed by the plaster. A lump of hardened plaster lay on the sand at my feet. The plaster cast was a pretty neat replica of the back of the stone, complete with protruding fingers. I eased the solid piece of plaster from the sand. Underneath, it had formed a perfect copy of the statue. The hardened plaster cast fitted snugly into the 5 matching sockets. There was a soft thud, then silence.
So, where did you stay last night?
At McDevitt's. I got to drinking with Doyle and a couple of the guys.
That explains why you look so ill today. Did you get any sleep at all?
Not much. I had to share the room with another guy.
Did he snore?
Hardly. He was dead. Then Leary woke me in the middle of the night to help bail out the cellar.
The cellar was flooded?
Yeah, some idiot had left the faucet running.
And you say Pegram has disappeared?
Without a trace. But my visit wasn't a complete waste of time.
Pegram's gem?
The Templar's gem. Whoever Jacques Marquet is, he's in for a disappointment.
Jacques Marquet?
He's the guy who should have collected the gem from Fitzgerald.
What are your plans?
I want to find out who, what, or where Montfaucon was. All I've got to go by is the name and a picture of a hanged man. Do you want this photograph back?
No, you keep it.
Let's take another look at the manuscript. That's the tripod in the Crew Museum. That's the gem that Pegram found in Lochmarn. There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror. But the reflection has 3 hideous faces. The Night Scroll bears a phrase in Latin. Through my teachings, you will be enlightened. There's a guy working on a loom. There's a guy with a sword and a bull. Between them is a gem supported by a tripod. Do you want to look after the gem?
No, Josh. I'd be too tempted to sell it.
Look, Nico, a handful of plaster.
Yeah. Why is it that men...
What's your problem,
Your pockets stuffed with useless junk like little boys.
You never know when useless junk might come in. Are you sure you've never heard of Thomas Merlin?
Positive.
I can't sit here all day, much as I'd like to.
Okay. Don't forget to look for Lobinur at the Kron Museum. And why don't you see if Rosso has heard anything?
Okay. Anything else I can do for you while I'm out? Shopping, a trip to the laundromat?
Just take care of yourself.
Excuse me.
Ah, Monsieur Stobart, n'est-ce pas?
That's correct. You remember me.
The retention of such data is part of my duty as a gendarme. That is how crime is fought, through attention to detail, not intuition.
Yes, sure. Have you heard of a man called Marquet?
Yes. He used to be known as the Mole of Montmartre. I heard he's been hospitalized, probably by one of his rivals.
Which hospital was Marquet?
The Hagenmeyer Clinic, in the Avenue des Hérissons.
Why was Marquet known as the Mole of Montmartre?
Because he lived in Montmartre.
Yeah, but why the mole?
I don't know. Maybe he ruined people's lawns.
I'd like to report an assault.
Yes, monsieur? Where is the victim?
I'm the victim. I've been harassed by a pair of thugs.
I see. And where did this alleged assault take place?
Outside the Hotel Ubu. They stopped me as I was leaving and went through my pockets.
Could you describe the suspects, monsieur?
One looked like a gorilla, and the other looked like a weasel. Their names are Flap and Guido.
Bon. I'll get them this time.
What are you going to do about Flap and Guido, Sergeant?
I'm going to bust them, monsieur. For years I have been hoping to pin something on that pair. Now's my chance. I'll show them, and the inspector.
Thanks, Sergeant. Thanks for taking me seriously.
I'm only doing my duty, monsieur.
Do you know a man named Khan? He's a shifty-looking guy with a scar on his left cheek.
No, monsieur. Has this man any connection with the bombing of the cafe?
Yes. I believe Khan was the name he used when he hired the... Is Rosso here?
Yes, he is. You wish to speak to him?
Yes, I do.
One moment, monsieur. Stobart is here to see you, monsieur.
Did he say what it was about?
No, monsieur.
Very well.
Hi, Inspector. Remember me?
But of course, Doctor, my mind is a well-ordered faculty. A mental classification system that's the envy of the Bibliothèque Nationale. No tricks, mark you, monsieur. Just exercise. Just as our muscles waste through inactivity, so our minds decay. But there is no need, if only people would learn to exercise their wits daily.
If he was trying to impress me, it worked. He was pompous and patronizing, but he had style.
Eh bien, if you called about the bombing, you're too late. Investigations have been closed.
But
I've been taken off the case.
what about the murderer, the dead guy?
It is out of my hands.
Ever heard of a guy called Marquet?
Marquet? I know the name well. He has a record for suspected blackmail, kidnapping.
An all-rounder, huh? How come he's on the loose?
His bravado is matched only by the courtroom skills of his...
Have you heard of Professor Pegram?
Molly Pegram, the second son of Lord Barclay Pegram.
I don't know. I only read about him in a
So much for the efficacy. What has he done this...
He made an important archaeological find in Ireland. Do you know Pegram well?
I have connections with the family, but I would...
Is his name really Molly?
Of course not. That was the nickname he was given at school. All his friends and acquaintances know him as Mo.
Don't you want to know what I found out about the killer?
I told you, monsieur, the case is closed. I have washed my hands of the whole affair.
Then I'll have to continue my investigations without your help.
No, you must forget the business of the crown completely. Go back to being an ordinary tourist, Stobart.
Do you know a pair of thugs called Flap and Guido?
I have known those two since they graduated from special school. Flap is a nasty piece of work, but Guido is the real brains of the partnership. Where did you hear of them?
I met them out front of the Hotel Ubu. Did you find out the ID of the guy who was killed in the explosion?
I already knew who he was.
I heard that the bomb victim's name was Plantar.
Your sources are reliable.
He was a big shot at the Treasury, wasn't he? Maybe that's why you've been taken off the case.
I'm sorry, monsieur. I cannot comment.
What was that psycho-detective business you did in the cafe?
It is my theory that the passions evoked in violent crimes create ripples in the ether, invisible to all but the possessor of a highly developed and receptive mind.
I'm impressed. Can you bend spoons, too?
I didn't think a man of your obvious intelligence would stoop to mockery.
I'm not mocking. I've had personal experience of the power of the mind. I used to get ignored at parties until I read a book that changed my life.
Really? What was it called?
Hypnotism for Fun and Profit. He looked at me as if I'd farted at a funeral.
The power of mesmerism is a rare gift, not a party trick.
You're not gonna try any of that psychic interrogation on me.
Do you find the thought of my
Let's just say I'd rather you didn't. I've got more doubts than doubting Thomas when it comes to mysticism.
Too bad. I think you would make an interesting subject under controlled regression.
The day I let anyone mess with my mind hasn't dawned yet. Do you recognize the man in this photo?
No.
It's the face.
The man who bombed the cafe.
The photograph was taken soon after the explosion. He'd escaped through the sewers, leaving a trail of clues behind him.
Circumstantial evidence, Stobbard. No.
Did I show you this?
Oui.
Absolutely. So long, Inspector. No point in phoning that guy again. It's George. I've tracked down that guy Marquet.
That's great news.
Yeah, if I get to see him, I'll let you know.
Okay, thanks.
The old building managed to retain some of its original grandeur. But the modern additions look like a baseball cap on a statue of a medieval saint. I felt a little guilty as I tried the door, like I was about to rob a grave. I gripped the handle with an involuntary tremble in my hand and pulled. The door was locked. Hi, my name's George Stobart.
Pleased to meet you, sir.
Call me George if you like.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that's my name.
My name's Benoit, but everyone calls me Bunny.
Bunny?
That's right, I used to have this cute habit when I was a kid.
Keep it to yourself, Benoit. Do you know anything about a patient named Marquet?
And sir, I don't know much about any of the patients.
I've never met a doctor who admits that he's only human.
I'm only a trainee, sir. I'm sure I'll get the hang of things.
Do you know what this white powder is?
No, sir?
See you later.
Great.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
Is this the Hagenmeyer Clinic?
That's correct.
I thought I was in a garden center.
Oh, the plans. They were my idea. A little greenery to evoke the spirit of nature. How may I help you?
Has Marquet been visited by a man in a...
Oh, no.
You haven't seen a man in disguise?
Well, there's Theodore the bear. He comes every Thursday to entertain the children. Personally, I think he scares them half to death in that crummy old bear. If I was stuck on my back with tubes in every orifice, he's the last person I'd want to see.
Has Marquet had a visit from a pair of gang...
I should hope not. Can you describe them?
A thin guy who looks like a weasel and is...
Sounds as if they escaped from the zoo.
I'm here to see Jacques Marquet.
Oh, yes. Are you related to our client, sir?
Yeah, I'm his, long-lost brother.
A brother half his age with a different name and an American accent.
Yeah, people always say that. We were separated at an early age. After a mix-up in the...
I've never heard anything so ridiculous in all my life.
I guess not. So, do I get to...
That attitude will... My instructions were quite clear. So unless you can prove you're a relative or a close...
Look at this ID pass.
So you're Merlin. Marquet's been asking for you.
For me?
Yes. He was shouting your name when they brought him in here. Now, let me see. He was on Ward B12, as I recall. Oh, he's being transferred to... Oh dear. He's on Ward J2. That's... Nurse Grendel's ward.
What's so bad about Nurse Grendel?
She runs that ward like a South American prison.
Keeping a well-disciplined ward isn't a crime, is it?
Well, in the discipline and punishment stakes, she'd whip the butt off the Marquis de Sade. Everything, I mean everything, is done to a strict routine. 6 o'clock, alarm call. 6:10, bowel movements, and woe betide anyone who doesn't have a result. Those patients of hers are like Pavlova's dogs.
She sounds like a real nightmare.
And then some.
If Nurse Grendel is that bad, how come the authorities tolerate her?
She's like part of the furniture.
Oh, you mean she's been here a long time?
No. I mean there's not a man in this clinic who hasn't sprawled out on her.
I was beginning to get the picture. This woman was jealous. How do I find Nurse Grendel's ward?
Down the corridor on the left, turn right at the senior consultant's washroom. Right again at the executive coffee lounge. Bear left past the administrator's sauna. And turn left at the end. That's J2.
Thanks for your help, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Hi, my name's George Stobart.
Really? If you wish to make an appointment,
Do you recognize the man?
No, sir.
Does this white...
No, sir.
Does the name...
No.
Thanks for your help. As I turned the corner, I saw the source of the hellish noise which echoed through the corridors. It was an industrial polishing machine with an odd-looking guy in tow.
Hello. What's that?
I said hello.
Oh, hiya.
I'd like to talk to you for a minute.
That's what I thought you said. Don't look so down in the mouth. No matter how bad things seem, I never let life get on top of me.
Oh, yeah? What's your...
Why, it's easy. All you have to do is smile. And
You know what? If you start whistling, I'll bust you in the teeth.
it's a deal.
Do you know a nurse called Gren?
Sure.
Is she on duty today?
Yeah. End of the corridor, ward J2.
Do you know where I'd find a...
No, I'm not allowed on the ward.
Have you seen any unsafe...
No, sir. Oh, what's that, Mr. Shiny? With a friend like him, I've no fear.
It must be a...
He is.
Would Mr. Shiny be your poli...
Please, don't call him that. He's more of a friend. I've had Mr. Shiny for 3 years.
How come you got so attached?
I asked you not to call. He's got a name.
Yeah, Mr. Shiny. It's just that...
You think it's odd, don't you?
No, I
don't mind. The rest of the staff think I'm twisted. I heard them snorking behind my back when I gave me...
Whatever you got with this metal mop foot...
It is. Say, it's not every day.
See you later.
Yeah. Hey now, you can't...
How come?
I'm responsible for the content.
There was no way I could improve on the sculpture with the gen... As I tugged the plug out of the socket,
Mr. Shiny, what's wrong, pal?
there was no way I could improve. Maybe the face of the unaccountably happy domestic had made me... I mean, I knew...
Oui, monsieur.
Is this Ward J2?
It is, but you're not supposed to be here. We have strict rules about visiting hours.
Can't you make an exception? I've come all the way from California.
You must speak to the doctor.
I can't wait that long. What if he snuffs it?
You can't talk like that here. You will have to leave.
Do you have any clowns on the wall?
Why, yes, we do.
I'll bet he lightens the place up.
Hardly. Monsieur Boissy has been in a coma for the last...
What's wrong with Bois?
He was involved in a very nasty... a silly stunt involving a unicycle. His current condition is due to post-traumatic shock. It's unlikely he'll ever perform as a clown.
It's an ill wind that blows nobody any good. Do you have a patient named Marquet on this ward?
Oui, monsieur. He is in the private room at the end of the ward. He has been placed in strict isolation.
You can tell me how my brother is, Ken.
Of course, monsieur. What is his name?
Jacques Marquet.
Let me see. He's satisfactory.
I was told he was dying.
Well, he is, but the doctor described his condition as satisfactory. That's quite an improvement on yesterday.
Do you know who paid for Marquet's room?
No, of course I don't.
Preferential treatment like that must cost an arm and a leg.
That's not my concern, monsieur.
Do you recognize the man in this photo?
No, I don't.
Do you know Merlin of Gruber?
No, I don't.
Thank you, nurse.
You may come back at visiting time.
Thanks. When is that?
The second Tuesday of...
As I tugged the plug out of the socket.
Not again!
There was no way I was about to open the cupboard when As I tugged the plug.
Take that, you stubborn tin.
Dr. Stobart at your service.
Good afternoon, Doctor.
Oh, hi. Is this Ward J2?
Yes, sir. The patients are ready for your inspection, Doctor.
Thank you, nurse. Well, who's first?
Monsieur Croquet in bed 2.
What's his problem?
He's been complaining of loss of consciousness. You'll need this, Doctor.
She gave me a long, narrow metal box and a stunning smile. Thanks. Hi, I'm Dr. Stobart.
Hello, Doctor.
The nurse told me you keep losing consciousness.
That's right. I've had the problem as long as I can remember. It's a real out-of-body experience. Like death, but not so conclusive.
I see. How long does it last?
Just a fraction of a second, and then I recover.
I might not have been a doctor, but I was formulating a diagnosis This guy was nuts. I know exactly what you mean. It's known in the medical field as blink.
Is it serious?
Of course it isn't serious. It's perfectly natural.
But just think, 2 seconds every minute. Why, that's almost half an hour every day. 2 weeks out of every year spent in total darkness.
I don't have time to listen to this baloney. Which bed is Marquet in?
He's round the corner.
What's the matter with him?
I don't know, but the men who brought him in were wearing masks and Hey, you're a doctor. How come you don't know?
We doctors don't know everything.
Then how come you act like you do?
Has Marquet had any visitors?
Nah, neither have I. That's the worst thing about being in hospital. You feel like the rest of the world has abandoned you.
Well, you know how it is. Life goes on.
Thanks for those comforting words.
Well,
thanks.
Hello again. Do you know what this piece of equipment is called?
No, I don't.
Well, go.
Thanks, Doc.
The graph showed a steady decline in his pulse rate. It kinda shook me to see this guy's life reduced. The poor guy's temperature had been up and down like a white-knuckle ride. No wonder he looked so sick. Excuse me, sir.
You must be the new boy.
Yeah, I must be.
Well, stop wandering about and make yourself useful. Donnie, come here, boy. This is Benoit, my nephew. Can I trust you?
Do your own babysitting, Gramps. Who do you think you are, anyhow?
I am Felix Hagenmeyer.
And may I say what an honor it is to... You are on my medical wall of fame. Right up there with Pasteur and Leary. I look on it as a privilege, no, an honor, to look after your nephew, sir.
He is fresh out of medical school. It will open his eyes to see a real doctor on the job.
I'll bet.
Show him around. let him see some real suffering.
So long, Hagenmeyer. Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
I'd like to return this device.
Not to me, you don't. I don't touch medical equipment.
Thanks for your help, man.
You're welcome.
Hey, Benoit.
There's no need to shout. What do you want?
Here, take this pressure gauge.
Thank you, sir. What do you want me to do with it?
Well, keep it safe until I think of something. Do you know the nurse on Ward J2?
No, monsieur. This is my first day here. I can't wait to get my hands dirty. I was talking about treating my first patient, of course. I didn't mean to get my hands dirty with a nurse.
Shut up, Benoit.
Okay, sir.
Follow me, Benoit.
I'm right behind you, sir.
Could you take a look at the client in bed number 3 now? His name is Eric Sopmarsh.
What's his problem?
He's delirious. He just now came out of theater. He's recovering from major surgery.
I'll have him up and about before you can say, Lazarus, get out of your bed and walk. Hello? Anybody home?
Who are you?
My name is Dr. Stobart, and I'm here to steer you down the rocky road to recovery.
Dr. Monroe said there was no cure for what I've got.
Your problem is you stayed in bed too long.
Are you sure you're a qualified doctor?
You better believe it. What can you tell me about Marquet?
He's the man at the private... That room was mine before I was tossed out like a common squat.
Do you know what's wrong with Marquet?
They won't even say what's wrong with me. Tell me, Doctor. But I've been here for...
What's your impression of Nurse Grendel?
She's a very efficient young woman.
Efficient? You make her sound like a vacuum cleaner.
I've no complaints.
The woman in reception described Nurse Grendel as a monster.
Well, that's simply not true. She's quite strict, but that's her job, isn't it? You've got to have discipline in a place like this.
Do you recognize the man?
No, Doctor.
A cold...
Really? Of course, Mr. Soames hasn't got... And he doesn't come from the Middle East. His hair's a lot grayer, too. Otherwise...
Remarkable. Have you heard of a guy called...
No, Doctor.
Do you know what this...
It looks like...
How did you know?
I'm a plasterer. I'm not.
I thought about giving him, but I just couldn't. See you later.
Doctor,
What is it?
you haven't taken my blood pressure.
I can't take a satisfactory reading while you're I'll come back later.
Oh,
What now?
you didn't fit. You don't have the first idea.
I'll come back when you've recovered your manners. Hey, Benoit!
Yes, sir?
Are you ready with that pressure gauge?
Primed and ready to pump. What do you want me to do?
Use it on Eric Sopmarsh.
Okay.
I'm Dr. Stobart.
Bonjour, doctor.
Have you heard of a guy called
He's in quarantine, doc.
Marquet is just...
I wouldn't go in there. He has anthrax.
Have you seen any
Yeah.
a gorilla and a...
No. This was a catty.
How was the bear...
Well, he was wearing a.
Is that against the law?
No, but it's pretty weird.
Don't you think it's possible that the bear was a...
Well, obviously, I'm not completely stupid. But who would go to the bother of disguising himself? It's not as if it. I checked with base to see if any bears had been reported missing from the zoo. They told me to sit tight until reinforcements arrive. I guess they're right. I'd be stupid to tackle a bear single-handed.
I have to visit my patient.
What for?
Routine. I have to check he's still breathing.
What if he's not?
I'll sign the certificate and register his...
That's a cold and distant attitude to death.
Well, I've been institutionalized to the point of godlike aloofness.
The white coat suits.
Thanks. Catch you later, officer.
Au revoir, doc. If you see that bear, kick him in the nuts. Rather you than me, pal.
On the top of the chart was his... I didn't need to be a doctor to read the... The machine was far too complex for... I figured Marquet's life depended on... Marquet?
Yes. I'm Marquet. I've been expecting you.
You have?
Well, what are you waiting for?
I just want to know what I should do with the gem.
The Lamar gem.
Yeah, right here in my pocket.
I thought you were one.
Not me. I never inhaled.
So, you were sent in my place?
Yeah. You could hardly make the trip to Ireland in your condition. What should I do with the gem?
Deliver it to the Grandmaster quickly. Tell him that I found the tripod right here in Paris.
You have it?
Not yet, but it's been taken care of. I hired a couple of stooges with a...
Would that be Flap and Guido by any chance?
You know them?
We've met. What about the Hashashin?
Is more likely to have followed us now. He'll stop at nothing to prevent the reforging of the sword.
And that's bad, is it?
As for Gloucester, he has gone off to Syria on a wild goose chase.
They have geese in Syria?
He has a theory about the location of the...
That's enough excitement for one day, Monsieur Marquet. What are you doing here?
Talking to this patient, of course.
Monsieur Marquet is my patient. If Herr Hagenmeyer was to hear that...
Okay, I'm going. I'd learned all I could from Marquet anyhow.
Ah, there you are, sir. I was just coming to look for you. I finished with your pressure gauge.
Thanks, Bunny.
What's that noise? It sounds as if someone's having a cardiac arrest.
It's all right. The doctor's in there with him.
Are you sure he was a doctor?
Oui, monsieur. He showed me his ID.
There's no Dr. Bray.
He's an imposter! The door's locked. Help me, officer.
Stand back, monsieur.
I found Jacques Marquet.
Did he talk?
Yeah, he talked. For the very last time.
He's dead.
Yeah, killed in cold blood by a bogus doctor.
That's despicable. What kind of guy would pass himself off as a doctor and take advantage of a dying man? Was it Khan?
No, I don't know who he was, but it certainly wasn't Khan. He got away, out the window. Have you ever heard of the Hashiashin?
No.
Marquet said that they were his biggest enemy.
His biggest enemy was the bogus doctor.
Don't remind me. That guy was evil. He had wild, staring eyes like a dead fish. I'll never trust a doctor again. Do you think the assassin was responsible for killing Marquet?
I don't think so. He could have finished him off the first time. Besides, Marquet would have recognized him.
He was pumped to the gills with sedatives. He wouldn't have recognized the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse unless they'd introduced themselves. Let's take... That's the... Can you think of any use for this?
That's a thing for measuring blood. What are you doing with that?
I picked it up in the hospital. It could be useful.
You ought to take it back. Don't you feel guilty?
No. I guess I'd better go back and talk to that weirdo.
Which one, Rosso or Sergeant Moo?
I'll let you work it out.
You have left it very late, monsieur.
Late? For what?
NSA, I am closing the museum soon. You wouldn't like to get locked in.
Why not?
It is haunted, monsieur.
You don't believe in ghosts.
Oh, yes, I do. 7 years ago, a lad managed to... He made a bet with his friends, I suppose. When I found him in the morning, he was...
Well, what was the call?
They said it was... But on his face was a look of stark death.
Scary. Can you give me any further information?
Certainly, monsieur. It's infamous. That tripod... that belonged to...
What's the importance of John Dee's tripod?
Dee was the most famous escapologist of the 16th century. The Houdini of his time.
Don't you mean alchemist? Escapologists use ropes, chains, and handcuffs, not
Well, whatever he was, that is the tripod he used in his experiments.
What kind of experiments did John Dee perform with his
Oh, it's the usual. Didn't you study chemistry at...
Yeah, but we skipped over thaumatology. Can I take a closer look at the tripod?
What? Get it out of the case? That tripod is protected by a sophisticated surveillance system.
How sophisticated?
A painfully loud alarm bell.
How is the alarm bell triggered?
By the slightest pressure on or movement of any part of the case wherein that tripod is situated.
It strikes me that to call your alarm systems...
It has never failed yet.
The sign on the tripod says it was found at a Templar preceptor.
It does?
Yeah. It doesn't mention John Dee at all.
Most remiss.
You don't know anything about the tripod, do you?
No, I don't. I never had much of a start in life, you see. I owe what little education I gained to my uncle. He was an optician, but he also doubled as the village school teacher. He taught me the alphabet. Wait, the bottom row of the chart was too small even for him to read, so he left them out.
Why don't you start over and enroll for adult education?
You know, I never thought of that. Do you see, if I studied art and did all my homework, I could be a professor of history?
At your age? Dream on. Would you like to shake?
Not while I...
Does this?
No.
Thanks for your... High above me was a window. The window was wide.
Hey, no!
What's wrong?
You must...
I'm sorry. The case contained the...
Now, what did I tell you?
Not... Oh, yeah.
No, monsieur.
Okay, okay. I beg your pardon. That's me? You want... No, I was told...
Help?
My name is George Stobart.
Well, okay.
Have you ever heard of the Hashashin?
Why, yes, it was a radical Muslim sect whose name became synonymous with murder. It was formed in 11th century Persia, shortly before the Crusades.
At roughly the same time as the Templars.
Yes, they gave a new word to our language, Assassini, the assassins.
How did the assassins get their name?
From the legend surrounding the secrets of their initiation rites. A young man who sought to join the sect was given hashish until he drifted into dreams. He awoke to find himself in a fabulous garden with everything he could wish for. The freshest water, the most delicious food, the choicest hash, and the most delectable women imaginable.
Cool. Do you have the address?
I haven't finished the story. There was a price to pay for this tape.
Wouldn't you just know it?
The young man would wake the next day to find himself back in the real world. He was told that he'd been given a glimpse of the heaven reserved for holy martyrs. A heaven he would enjoy for eternity if he was willing to join the Hashashin.
How did the assassins operate?
Well, as I explained, the new recruits would be only too willing to die for the cause. They'd be instructed in the use of the dagger, poisons, and disguise. Then, the Grand Master of the sect would name an enemy of Allah.
And they'd stop at nothing to eliminate that enemy.
You got it. They were fearless and deadly.
Does the cult of the assassins still exist?
Take a look around at the world today. You tell me.
Does the name Montfaucon mean...
Sure, it was the most grisly spectacle in Paris until the Revolution.
A public toilet?
Montfaucon was the place of execution for many thousands. A dark temple of death, with row upon row of arches, each one framing a grim exhibit. Scores of rotting corpses swung on creaking rope, while the crows devoured their flesh.
That explains the image of the hanged man. I found a reference to Montfaucon in Ireland, in a village called Lochmarn.
Lochmarn? That's where Pegram was digging.
That's right. He'd left the excavation before I arrived. Do you know Pegram well?
Not really. I met him at a conference. I would have liked to talk to him in depth, but I didn't have time.
When was this?
Oh, back in the summer,
The second week of July?
Maybe. Yes, it was, just before Bastille Day.
So Pegram was in Paris at the same time as the...
Pardon? Victims of what?
Nothing. Where was the site of Montfaucon?
To the northeast, near the Canal Saint-Martin, but there's nothing there now. The old gibbet was torn down during the Revolution.
I'd like your opinion on a medieval manuscript.
Vraiment? Do you have it with you?
No, it's too fragile. And besides, there are certain people who'd stop at nothing to get their hands...
Intriguing. Do you have a copy of the text?
There isn't much, only a few Latin phrases. I was kind of hoping you'd help decipher the pictures.
Without seeing the manuscript, that's a tall order.
Just tell me one thing. What does the image of two men riding on the same horse suggest?
The Knights Templar. Does the Templar seal appear on this manuscript? I'd love to see that for myself.
Can you tell me anything about the Knights Templar?
I sure can, Georgie. Soldiers, diplomats, mercenaries, monks, bankers, you name it, the Templars fit the bill. The greatest fighting force in Christendom, the militia of Christ.
Jeez. How did the Templars get their name?
From the building in which they set up their headquarters. The King of Jerusalem gave them part of a mosque on the Temple Mount. It was said to have been the site of the original Temple of Solomon. The order became known first as the Knights of the Temple, and later as the Knights Templar.
You're a mine of information, Andre.
Glad to be of help, Georgie.
How come the Templars became so wealthy?
There was a constant stream of new recruits to their ranks, many from noble families. They were required to swear a sacred oath of poverty, chastity, and obedience. So, their money, goods, and lands were donated to the order. The Templars soon held land in France, Scotland, England, Spain, most of Europe, in fact. The poor Knights of Christ became the wealthiest power in Christendom.
Is it true the treasure of the Knights Templar was never found?
Who knows? So little knowledge of what really happened remains. Oh, if it does, the truth has never been made public.
What do you mean by that?
The Templars have attained a mythological status, like the King Arthur of the Britons. There are people even now who say the Templars still exist.
Do you think that's likely?
No, not for a minute.
The manuscript is being looked at.
In Paris?
Yeah, not far from here.
Well, just give me the address and
I'm not so sure. Maybe I should check with...
A female friend?
Yeah, she's a woman. Maybe it was my imagination, but I noticed a predatory look in his eye. Suddenly, this friendly historian had turned into the big bad wolf. This friend, who had... She lives at 361 Rouge...
I know it well. I'll drop by.
I think you ought to know that the tripod is going to be stolen.
The Lochmarn tripod? No.
It's true. I can give you a description of the thieves.
Before the supposed event has taken...
I heard them planning the raid.
They're wasting their time. The tripod is protected by a state-of-the-art alarm system.
Well, don't say I didn't warn you. Why don't you loan the tripod to me for safekeeping?
Because I'd never see it again.
Well, don't you trust me?
It's not a question of trust, George. That tripod is hundreds of years old and extremely fragile.
I get your point. Do you have any use for this, Andre?
Ah, sure.
Does the guy in this photograph look...
No,
What do you make of...
nothing.
Thanks for your help, Andre.
You're welcome.
Pardon me.
Oui, monsieur?
Forget it.
Don't even think of climbing in there, monsieur. You'll be suffocated.
I always wondered how it felt to be a... A metal rod attached to the wall was...
Attention! Please do not open it.
Don't you think it's kind of...
Better stop.
What's the problem? Fumes?
Not just that, monsieur. There's a new burger bar. Oh,
So what's the problem?
they cook their burgers on a charcoal grill. And the fat falls on the open flame. The amount of organic compound and smoke pot since they opened, local air pollution has doubled. That is why I...
A real macho guy would have...
No, monsieur. No.
Okay, okay. The case contained the tripod.
No, monsieur.
Okay, okay. The case contained the
No, monsieur.
Okay, okay. I tried to sneak my hand inside.
Hi, Andre. Hello. Thanks for your help. You're welcome.
The statue didn't deserve to be more. A metal rod attached to the wall was connected.
Pardon me. Oui, monsieur?
What can you tell me about the collection of pottery?
Those are remains of the Paris
When did they move out?
15,000 years ago, monsieur. Didn't even have time to pack up there.
I thought the original inhabitants of Paris.
That is right, monsieur. You see, in those days, a few flints, some animal skins, maybe the odd. Naturally, when the Parisians came along with their pots, why, everybody wanted.
I guess they must have caused a kind of consume.
Yeah, oui, they connect the market.
You don't know the first thing about those pots, do you?
No, me.
Thanks. I tried to raise the glass. There was nothing in the... Touching an object is... The attendant had an air of self...
Don't open this! It is closing time, Monsieur Lobino.
Already, there just aren't enough hours.
More than enough for me.
Eh bien,
Good night.
Hey, Guido! Look at this!
quit fooling around, you moron! Get your ass over here and bring that flashlight.
Oh, Guido!
What's the big idea, you dumb?
The mummy! It's...
If that's a mommy, I'm glad I'm an orphan.
It is closing time, Monsieur Lobino.
Already?
Go.
Hey, Guido!
Quit fooling around. Get...
Oh, Guido!
What's...
The mummy!
It is close.
Hey, Guido!
Quick! Get...
Oh, Guido!
What? What the... Who's there?
Let's get out of here!
And when I woke up, I was at the police station. Luckily, I managed to persuade Rosso I was innocent.
Poor George.
What a mess.
I don't think so. You made a pretty good job of distracting those...
Yeah, but the killer got away with the tripod.
No, he didn't. He's not the only one who can dress up in costume.
You mean... it was you who stole the tripod? Oh, hell, Nico. I could have been shot.
Those dogs are more likely to shoot their own feet.
I just wish you'd told me your plans. We're supposed to be in this together. And how come you dressed up like a pantomime cat?
Donne ça que j'ai recyclé.
Oh, rats. And don't call me Georgie.
Oh, I really thought you'd be pleased. After all, we've got the tripod. Aren't you going to try putting the gem on it?
I guess so. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
The gem fits perfectly, but what does that prove?
Maybe the tripod has to be in a certain location.
There's nothing on the manuscript to indicate where, though.
Oh, by the way, I had a visit from André Lobineau.
Oh, yeah. I hope you didn't mind me giving him your address.
Not at all. It was lovely to see him again. He was over the moon when I showed him the manuscript. It's not often he gets that excited. He made a sketch of the Knight's Crest to take back to the museum. I believe he's identified the family who bears that crest.
I sure hope so. Lobineau explained who the Hashashin were.
Yeah?
The cult of the assassins.
Oh, boy.
Let's take a... That's the tribe. That's the gem that... There's a... But the The night through my... There's a... But... Have you found out any more about the night?
Yes, I have. The guy responsible for the downfall was Philip IV, the king of... otherwise known as Philip... Well, he is known to history as Philip the Fair. I'm sure André will tell you all about him.
What do you think the purpose of...
Only manuscript?
So, we risked a criminal...
Don't ask me.
I have to...
Already?
Time and...
Okay.
We miss you. Oh, you're not going to try.
I hear you're trying...
Nothing travels fast. It is true. I always said that alarm was no good.
Thanks. Hi, André.
Hello, George.
What's with the long face?
Haven't you heard? The tripod was...
No kidding.
I just don't get it. So many other treasures. And the thieves choose it.
A modern-day alchemist, perhaps?
Who knows? There's no shortage of crazies. Hey, I visited Nicole's apartment.
Yeah, she told me you came by.
Ooh, quite a find, Georgie. I didn't expect anything quite so...
I hope you're referring to the man.
Well, we, of course.
What can you tell me about Philippe le Bel?
He was responsible for the extermination of the Knights Templar.
I know that, but why was Philip so hot to get rid of them?
Mostly because he wanted to get his hands on their treasure. He had an enormous debt and a lifelong war with England to fund. The trouble was the Templars were a highly respected holy order.
If the Templars were so powerful, how did this Philippe dude wipe them out?
By underhanded, dishonorable means, of course. The Pope was Clement V, a Frenchman.
French, huh? Handy for Philippe.
Fate had nothing to do with it. He was Philippe's puppet, planted to further his political ambitions. Philippe wanted the wealth of the Templars and used Clement to get it.
So what was Philippe's plan? What happened?
Sealed orders were sent out all over France, not to be opened until the appointed day. That day was Friday, July 13th. That's the origin of our superstition regarding that date. At dawn, throughout the whole of France, the Templars were arrested. It was the biggest bust in the history of the world.
What happened to the Templars after their arrest?
Philippe was out for blood, so he handed the Templars over to the Inquisition. Not surprisingly, they confessed to a sensational and sordid list of blasphemies.
Like what?
Oh, the sort of things you read about in the gutter press. Devil worship, lewd sexual practices, spitting on the Holy Cross, that kind of thing.
That must have given their lawyers some headaches.
Whether or not the accusations were true, this was not good publicity. Most of the charges were probably cooked up, but so were the Templars, literally. Hundreds of them were found guilty of heresy and flame-grilled at the stake. They died protesting their innocence.
But surely Philippe had no proof of his charges against the Templars.
A man will admit anything under torture. The Inquisition fabricated some nonsensical demon called and then suggested to the victims that this was what they worshipped.
But they didn't have to agree.
The records show a Templar coming to trial with both feet burnt off, fragments of flesh and charred bone falling from the stumps. What would you not admit to stop such torment?
So there was no truth at all in the Baphomet accusation?
Not a shred. Almost every victim described the idol differently. No, Baphomet never existed outside the sick minds of the...
So Philippe stole the Templars' riches, huh?
Oh no, they weren't stupid. The king's troops marched first on the temple in Paris, then to the Templar home port at... There was no trace of the treasure, and the fleet of the Knights Templar had...
What did you make of the man?
It dates from the time...
We guessed that from the Templar seal.
It's a story in pictures like a modern-day comic book.
What story does the manuscript tell?
I don't know. It was probably produced for the tourist market.
Tourists?
Oh, oui, pilgrims in their thousands on their way to Jerusalem. The tourist trade is nothing new, you know. It's been around for centuries. Ever since Joshua made a packet selling souvenir bricks from the walls of Jericho.
Have you deciphered any of the images on the manuscript?
There's very little I can be sure. The slang of the bull could be a reference to Mithras.
Who's he?
A Persian god, almost as popular as Christ at one time. The only thing I can be sure of is the knight. He's Spanish.
How can you tell that?
The writing on the shield, the reference to Ave Maria. No self-respecting knight from Northern Europe would have borne a coat of arms like...
Can you identify the knight's coat of arms?
I already did, Georgie. He's a member of the De Vasconcelos family from the Costa Calida.
Were they famous?
No, they're not mentioned after the 15th century.
Oh.
The spotlight of history moved on. They're probably long dead.
Do you think the manuscript could be the map to the Templar treasure?
Frankly, no. That's too far-fetched. The manuscript is interesting enough and a rare find, but that's all.
Wouldn't it be terrific if it was a map, though? The treasure of the Knights Templar.
A romantic notion, Georgie, but extremely improbable.
Thanks for your help, Andre.
You're welcome.
Excuse me, officer.
And how may I...
What do you know about the Knights Templar?
Les Templiers. Only that they were excommunicated and hanged in their dozens?
Boy, what they teach in the police academy.
No, monsieur. I read it on that board over there.
Shouldn't you be off directing traffic or something?
You have seen the Paris.
Yeah, so?
I could direct the traffic. The most dangerous is, or I can sit here and enjoy the sun, the architecture, and the Sauvignon. Which would you choose?
Yeah, but I'm not a policeman.
An excellent.
I'll see you around.
Oui, monsieur.
I had no desire to talk. Fixed to the wall was a sign. I couldn't open it with my bare hands.
Hey, you! What do you think you are doing? Leave that hammer alone, now.
Sorry, no harm in.
You stay.
Hey, you with the balls.
Oui?
How did you learn to be a juggler?
Juggler? What is this
It's you. You juggle, that makes you a juggler.
Oh, I am a jongleur.
A jongler?
Mon Dieu. A jongleur is an artist, a master of the contragravity aerobatic mysteries. In centuries past, the courts of the crowned of Europe had the jongleurs, witty, erudite men to whom the monarchs turned in their hours of need.
Wait a minute, wait. Let me get this. Our enemies are at the borders. Plague ravages the land, and thank God we've got Chuckles the Jongler to throw his balls around. I don't think so. That juggling doesn't look so difficult.
Oh, it does not. Perhaps you feel...
I'll give it a try.
Be my guest.
I had no idea what I was doing. But this guy was obviously an idiot, so how difficult could it be? A lot more difficult than I thought. That's how difficult. Still, it was my big chance to be derided by complete strangers.
Not so easy after all, is it?
No, I guess not. What do you know about the Knights Templar?
Le Templier? Ah, the last Grand Master, Jacques, on an island in the Seine in 1314.
Wow. You're pretty well educated for a juggler.
No, monsieur. I read it on that board over there.
Catch you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Fixed to the wall was a... In French, English, and German, in 1312, Pope Clement V dissolved the knightly order and excommunicated its members on charges of heresy. In the following 2 years, many of the knights were hanged on this. Their Grand Master, Jacques de Molay, was burnt at the stake on an island. I didn't have time to sit around. Waiting in prayer for the... biblical reference, I guess. Just think. I was surprised Philip I didn't recognize the biblical story in it. I was a Sunday school dropout. Carrying all that armor around must have been... I wondered if this guy had died in... Somehow, it looked more modern than its neighbor. The statue had any secrets. It was concealing them pretty well. A statue of a knight holding a staff and... Per disciplinum meum lux videbis. A bit of a stained glass window. Wow! Hoping for a big insight while squinting through a hunk of statuary had been pretty optimistic, I guess. I didn't recognize a huge stain.
Hello again, officer.
Hello?
What do you think?
Ah, he is excellent.
But he's blocking the thoroughfare.
So? He is amusing. The traffic isn't. If he wants to block it, who am I to say?
You're a cop.
Ah, oui. So I'm... Ah, well...
So you're not gonna do anything about this guy?
No.
He probably doesn't even have a license.
Ah, a license.
So what are you gonna do?
The instant I return to...
Return to the station?
And spoil his concentration.
I'll see you...
Oui, monsieur.
Hello again.
Hello?
Does this red nose...
Ah,
Do I look like a clown?
no. Although you juggle like one. Now, if I'd known you were a clown and not a humiliate...
What do you mean?
Whoever heard of a plainclothes clown?
He had a point.
So you're saying that if I juggle badly with a red nose, but if I juggle badly without it...
You look like a pathetic loon.
I'll see you around.
Oui.
Hi again.
Oui?
Look, a red nose.
Oh, you say, whoop-de-doo.
Hi again.
Oui?
I'd like to have another try at juggling.
You have gone on a crash course,
No, I just had an insight.
huh?
Allow me to demonstrate.
If you insist on...
Okay, now for my secret weapon. The juggler was speechless with rage. You could have mistaken him for a mime. And without a word, he collected his balls and left in a fury.
Hey, you forgot one of your balls.
But he didn't hear. Better still, the gendarme decided maybe he ought to do some policing. What's a guy supposed to do with a sewer? Don't answer that. On the boat, the hook was held on the boat. On the boat was a winching machine. On the boat on the boat was Okay, it's long jump time. Here goes. Do I look crazy or something? What's a guy supposed to... Don't answer. Hey, that's hollow. It was time for some brutal destruction. Close up, I could see the plaster was thinner where I'd broken, and behind it were some cog. Here goes. Hey, cool. The inscription was hard. Nothing hollow there. That sounded... The hook was held rigidly by the tightly wound chain. Inside the hole,
In the beginning was the end. An end wrought by our enemies began our darkness. In the end will be a beginning. An end to our enemies heralds our new day.
Report. The military establishments are in flux. The end of the Cold War has left them with no clear goal and as obvious targets for budgetary cuts. We have successfully promoted a sense of betrayal in the upper echelons. They feel that the politicians have cast them adrift. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
Good. Mademoiselle?
Governments are giving the corporations more respect than their own citizens. A groundswell of dissatisfaction and dissidence is growing. The corporations are becoming too large and complex for their own executives to control them. A blind belief in market forces is accelerating this trend the world over. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
The global population's belief in those that govern it has never been lower. We have inculcated a sense of immediacy and action over forethought and planning in all the major governments. They are acting on hasty decisions that cannot be completed or revoked without appearing foolish. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
Excellent. The tired old governments are dying a slow death from their own incompetence and our machinations. The millennium is almost upon us, and everything is in place for the rise of our new order.
Almost. Professor, where is the broken sword?
As we discussed last time, with the loss of the manuscript, our search is as a corollary hindered.
And as discussed last time, you have been furnished with a dramatically increased budget. What have you been doing with our money, Professor?
We are working on the principle that the Templars, that is to say, our predecessors,
Hold on. These are the Templars?
must have left a trail when they were hiding the clues to the sort of Baphomet's location. I have a small army of historians and archaeologists ferreting out that trail.
I trust these historians and archaeologists are more trustworthy than your friend Pegram.
Pegram was loyal. He tried to protect the Lockmarn gem when the Hashashin came near.
And failed. And don't call that Syrian maniac the Hashashin. He's an assassin. Plain.
That's not what he believes. He actually thinks.
Silence! Do I have to remind you that we have a sacred duty? A trust? When Philippe attempted to destroy the Order, we lost the sword and our power with it. Now we have the opportunity to reforge it. But time is short. We need results. Not petty bickering. Not excuses. Now, Professor Baphomet.
Yes, of course. My apologies. We will find Baphomet and the sword, manuscript or no. We have already found another element actually within Paris.
Excellent. What is it?
Well, we're not exactly sure at present.
Ha!
But I have my best people working on it. You would do well not to criticize others, Eklund. At least I have not murdered one of our own.
Of course. That guy was the bogus doctor in the hospital.
Marquet was a liability. Eklund dealt with him on my orders.
I beg your pardon, Grandmaster. I did not mean to.
Have you any good news for us, Professor?
We already know 3 of the elements. We know that Klausner had obtained the lens before he vanished.
Where was he?
Syria. We know that he arrived, but after that, nothing.
The assassin.
I fear so. It's a shame. Klausner was a good operative.
I could hear voices from the lit area. This was it. The conspiracy was revealed.
Okay, nobody move. I'm making a citizen's arrest.
At last, I had them. I could see the fear in their eyes as their little scheme came to pieces.
You're all going away for a very long time. And you can just drop those guns. You're impressing nobody.
This will be our... I hope that I don't. Without it. With the sword, the new millennium. The next time.
There was a large circle marked out on the floor with a stump in the middle. Around the circle, I could see words inlaid into the stone. I noticed 3 small notches around the edge. The light, falling from above, struck the gem and scattered in 5 neat rays. And each ray picked out a letter. Starting from the seal, I could read M-A-R-I-B, Marib. Now all I had to do was figure out what the heck that meant. Nico, I've seen them.
Who?
The Templars. I spied on their meeting in the catacombs.
And you saw the Knights Templar?
I saw a bunch of guys masquerading as Templars. They're after something called the Sword of Baphomet. The bogus doctor was there, the guy who killed Marquet. The manuscript is the key, just as we thought. It shows the way to the broken sword, whatever that.
And how does the assassin fit into all this?
He's out to stop them. These Neo-Templars, they're men and women in influential positions. Don't you see? Plantar was one of them. The assassin killed him for the manuscript, to stop them finding the sword.
But now we have got the manuscript.
Yes.
So, how does he hope to find the sword?
I don't know. They said something about a lens and a guy called Klausner who's gone to Syria. But they didn't seem to realize the significance of the very site of their meeting. You see, after they'd gone, I discovered a stone pedestal and a carved inscription. I set up the gem on the tripod, directly below a beam of light. The gem split the beam and lit the letters M-A-R-I-B.
Marib is a village in Syria.
Then the Neo-Templars are ahead of us. Klausner beat me to it.
You're not thinking of going there yourself, are you?
Why not?
These guys are crazy and dangerous. That reminds me, you should leave the gem here.
Okay, what about the tripod?
I'll send it back to Andre, anonymously.
Do you think I should go to Marie?
Syria is a long way.
Hey there, young fella. Speak you the English? Speak you the Anglese?
Yes, see, and rather better than you. My name is Nicho. Welcome to my grand emporium of...
Does the word Templar mean anything to you?
Templar. Why, yes, of course.
It does?
Yes, a splendid series of books featuring the roguish Mr.
Great. That's a real...
The Saint television program featuring Mr. Roger Moore and a stick man with a halo.
So all Templar means to you is Roger Moore.
I only watched it for the stick man with the halo. He was better animated.
So I'm correct.
Well, there was the Order of...
That's them. What else do you know?
Just how much information do you think there is on a Trivial Pursuit?
A what?
From the medieval edition. We had it on this... Ask me what a pewter is. Go on, I know.
Never mind. Okay, forget about the Templars for a minute. What do you know about knights?
Like the Crusaders, they came to the East on an insane and pointless mission. They sacrificed thousands of lives, including their own, for insensate pride. How anyone can find them romantic confounds me.
So, this is your stand?
Oh, yes, sir. Though stand does not begin to do it justice. The finest in this bustling metropolis.
This is a bustling metropolis?
Well, not per se, no.
You speak very good English.
Thank you, sir. I learned from tapes that my uncle procured.
Oh, a language course.
No, sir. Jeeves and Wooster. Cassie, think notos, and Egota. What ho?
How much are those books there on the shelf?
Have you any Syrian pounds?
I think I might have a couple of Irish pund.
Then they're too expensive for you, sir.
Have you seen this man before?
No, sir. I'm glad to say. Cold eyes.
Here, shake hands, Nijo.
I'd rather not, sir. At least not while you've got that shake and shock buzzer clumsily concealed in your palm.
Oh, you noticed.
Outlawed in 3 separate arms limitation conventions, those are.
What do you make of this?
Well, beyond the obvious, very little. That pattern seems very familiar, though.
So long, Nijo.
Toodle pip, sir.
As I didn't see the point of going all the way over there to get scratched, I stayed where I was.
Hi,
Why, sure, son. Always got... The name's
Pleased to meet you.
Hell, boy. I'm not in...
Oh, okay. Dwayne? My name's George Stobart. Have you talked to Nijo?
Nijo? He's the youngster on that... Yeah, we met him. Speaks 4 languages, and he's never had a day's formal... He should go far. Kept trying to peddle garbage on...
You're not gonna find much worthwhile around here.
I know that. But try telling Pearl. She reckons there's antiquities in them.
Do you mind if I...
Okay.
Do you know anything about the
The Knights Templar?
Yep.
Nope. Nothing at all.
Well, you knew they were an order of knights.
What I know and what I say are 2 different things. I haven't lasted as long as I have in this...
In this business?
Sure. The greetings card business.
Oh, please. I saw a medieval picture of a royalty or nobility, something like that. She was looking in a mirror, but the reflection was of a man with 3... What do you think of that?
I think you should be in therapy.
Does the...
Hell no. What would a knight want?
I don't know.
What's wrong?
It's not. It all came together in what the conspirators had mentioned losing.
It's a lens. Do you think bulls have any
Weird question, George. Nope, I don't.
You're a long way from home, Dwayne.
Could say the same about you, George.
Me? Well, I'm just sightseeing.
Without a camera? Not take pictures? Mind if I take a picture of you, George?
What? Ow! You could have warned me.
You don't mind, do you? The folks back home will be
Where is your wife, Dwayne?
Pearl? Oh, she's around, looking for bargains.
What does Pearl do for a living?
Oh, I run a greetings card company, and Pearl writes the poems for him. You ought to ask her to recite some.
What exactly do you do, Dwayne?
Didn't I say? Oh, I run a greeting card. Yep, we're based in Cleveland.
Okay, well...
Count up.
Hello.
Why, hi there, Harry.
Hi, my name's...
Well, it certainly is delightful.
I was...
My name's Mrs. Henderson, but you can call me Pearl.
Okay, Pearl.
So nice to meet a friendly American face so far from home.
Pearl?
Yes, dear?
I was just wondering if you could help me.
Why, sure, precious.
Do you know anything about medieval weaving?
I do a little needlework, but...
It's okay. It was a... Have you talked to the boy on the bric-a-brac stand?
Oh, you've met him? Oh, he's just so cute, I could die.
He might not think...
I'm looking for something ancient, you know. The poor boy was trying to do his best, but we still haven't found it.
Have you ever heard of a group of knights called the Templars?
Sounds familiar. I remember. Dwayne, the holy something and the holy something else, I can't quite recall. I read a little of it.
And?
Seemed like a lot of hooey to me.
I've been talking to your husband, Dwayne.
Oh.
Yeah, he tells me that he runs a greeting card company and you write the...
Oh, yes, indeed. Tell me, George.
Yes, go on.
Okay then, darling, here we... Our sympathy upon this time, when your heart doth break.
I like the dog.
Classy, isn't it? We know the grief that must entail when your schnauzer gets bitten by a snake. Ah, it still touches me. What do you think, George?
It's very specific, isn't it?
You think so? We sell a lot of those, dear.
So, tell me a little about yourself, Pearl.
Me? Oh, a gentleman's interest is always... Well, My husband and I run a greeting card company in a cute little...
Akron? Cute? Little? Hold on. Didn't Dwayne say they were from Cleveland?
What was that, sweetness?
Oh, nothing. I was just thinking. I met your husband earlier. He's an interesting man.
That's why I married him.
You said that your company is based in Akron.
And Dwayne said it's in Cleveland, no doubt.
Well, yes, he did.
Dwayne was in the Marines and Vietnam, you know. Anyway, he got a medical discharge. Thing is, he gets confused. We moved away from Cleveland 5 years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He also gets a little paranoid. Thinks he's a spy or something.
I'm so sorry, Pearl.
Don't worry yourself, George.
I've got to go now.
It's been a...
He didn't have anything that I... The stand was selling some fruit I didn't recognize. This is what travel is all about. I wasn't hungry and didn't want to buy In the still air, the smell hung around like...
Hi.
Hello, sir. Lovely carpet.
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
Ah! Give to me! Give to me! A la mode.
Many beneficent greetings, my most fortunate person.
Huh? Do I know you, mister?
No, no. And again I say, but my friend, do you not see our mutual good fortune in this meeting?
How frank do you want me to be?
You are a traveler, yes?
Boy, you must be the world's greatest detective.
No, I am told that is Sherlock Holmes of the big forehead and slipper full of shag. I, as contrast, am world's greatest luxury taxi driver.
I can see where this is...
I am Ultar, taxi driver and luxury guide per excellence.
This I had.
Where does your heart desire to go? Simply mention the name to your obedient servant and we shall fly.
Oh, well, I don't really want to leave Marib yet, but...
Eat good. You know where you want to go, you come to Ult.
Thanks. See you around, Ultar.
Be having a pleasant day, full of...
Hi. Nice club you've got. I was wondering... What? I mean, I'm sorry, but...
No surprise there, all righty. But he not speaking...
but he didn't say anything.
He not have tongue.
No tongue? What happened?
It was bet.
And he lost.
He won. You should see other chappie. Oh, yes.
I hadn't felt the need to spit since I was 12. I had neither the time nor the money to buy. Even if I'd wanted it. Hello again, Ultar.
Great, hello, and post.
Well, you never know. Would you mind talking to me?
It's most agreeable. This is how Ultar learns such splendid...
Have you seen this man before?
Oh, most certainly. Was here only yesterday.
Here? Yesterday? My God, he's close.
Yes, he was asking a lot of questions. Just...
What did he ask about?
He asked about American called Stoby.
Stobart?
Yes, Stobart. You know him?
The killer knew my name.
What else did he ask about?
He asked about German man called Klobner.
I tried to remember the name of the man the conspiracy had lost in Syria.
Was his name Klausner?
Sure, that is what Ultar said. Klausner. I told this man in the picture, Klausner wanted to go up to Bull's Head.
Hold on, he wanted to go where?
Bull's Head. Big hill, 10 miles out of town. Maybe 60.
When was that?
Oh, maybe a week ago.
What can you tell me about this Bull's Head Hill?
It's most magnificent. Lovely views.
How do I get there?
You need fine luxury guide to take you there in air-conditioned taxi.
Woe is me. Where can I find such a...
And Ultar is most luxurious guide for most literally some way, in any direction.
Gee willikers, lucky old me.
Are you desirous of my pleasant and luxuriant service?
All right, let's go.
First, I regret the formalities. A trip to the Bull's Head? 50 Yankee dollars, please.
$50? I don't have $50.
Oh, most unhappy event. Ultar then sorry, but he cannot take you on ride of lifetime.
Hold on, Ultar. Is there nothing I could barter with you?
Word that it was so, beloved friend. But my taxi needs gas, and its muffler needs the muffler doctor. Trading for these things is not possible. My heart weeps for the injustice, but it's box or zip, or unfortunate
About Bull's Head,
Are you this?
well, maybe.
A terrific bargain.
50, huh? Well, I still don't have any cash on me, American or otherwise.
Oh, the delights of the Bull's Head Hill.
About Bull's Head,
Are you
well, 50. Well,
the delight?
have you met the American?
Have Ultar met them?
And?
The most ungenerous. They say, is there anything ancient? Ultar, they say, no, anything ancient made by men. And Ultar say, have you seen taxi? But they gone.
Do you know anything about the Templars?
Of course.
Yes? What can you tell me?
Great she-bop band of the 60s.
No, that's...
Who put the bop in the bop, 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 bop?
Yeah, eternal questions. What do you make of that boy in the market, Nejo?
Nejo? Ha! Ayub's boy. He's too big for sandals. I speak splendid English, and he laugh. He say, Ultar, you big ox, you split infinitive. I say, I split your head if you stay still long enough. Ha 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 ha! Ho 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 ho! Pretty funny, yes?
Hilarious. You should be on cable. This place is certainly hard to find.
Oh yes, it is most exclusive. The kind, sir. What would you guess the population of the village to be?
Gee, I don't know, a couple of thousand?
Then I would estimate the membership to be no more than a couple of thousand.
See you around, Ultar.
There you...
Damn, the door's locked. I'm sorry? Did you say something?
He say you not to go in toilet. Read sign, matey.
Matey?
It lose something in translation.
By staring hard at the notice and squinting, By staring hard... My Arabic? The notice didn't... I needed the time...
Hello again, Ultar.
Ray.
You're sure?
Yes.
Hello again, Ultar.
Ray.
Could you tell me what that sign means?
It's a door stay shut until brush come back. Sign.
Oh.
Manager buy lovely new toilet brush. Leaves it by wash basin for 10 minutes. Come back. It been stolen. Not even out of wrapper. He damn cross. Lock up toilet and say, nobody use fine pristine toilet until brush given back. We say, what we do till then, eh? He say, cross legs and use superior willpower.
And that's what you've been doing?
No, Ultar use bucket.
Bye for now, Ultar.
May good.
I figured going out into the... Hello again, Pearl.
Why, hello.
Have you met the taxi?
Heavens, you...
But you didn't go for a ride.
Why, Joe? Oh, you mean... No, Dwayne, why...
Have you ever heard of...
No.
I'm not sure.
Damn.
I've got to go.
It's been a...
I wasn't hungry and didn't... The stand was hawking... I couldn't imagine... He didn't have anything.
Hi, Nijo.
Hello again.
What do you know about that cup?
Oh,
Is that all?
the chap's a little odd. It's a funny thing, but I get the imp...
I met an interesting...
Ah, a barbaric sort of chap.
Oh, he's not that bad.
You know how he speaks in pidgin English? That's how he speaks in Arabic.
That's not a very friendly cat, you got.
No, sir. It is a very unfriendly cat.
Why do you keep it?
Oh, it's not mine. It just rests where it pleases. And to, as Kipling would say, It is a cat that walks by itself.
Fiercely independent.
And it smells.
This plat...
Really? I didn't have you down.
I'm not. I, acquired it.
I didn't have you down as a petty thief.
I'm not. What do you think of this?
Oh, sir. One day, a world
Are you serious?
in debt
Yes?
collection. The Rockefellers. But answer me. What good is a Picasso, I ask you, if...
You may have a point. See you around, Nijo.
Ta-ta!
I hadn't come all this way.
Hi, Nijo.
Hello?
Is that your father lurking in the back of the...
He is indeed a raw...
You don't sound like you respect him.
Don't I? Not only do I respect for all his bluster, we get
So long, Nijo.
to
I didn't really want to lug. I had neither the money nor the desire. I hadn't come. Suddenly, I realized the horrific truth. The guy was basting the kebabs with a toilet brush. It may never have seen the inside of a toilet bowl, but it was still hardly appetizing.
Hi, what's...
Hello, you bite.
What do you make?
Bike?
What do you...
Bike?
Does this...
No.
Well,
Most...
hello again, Ultar.
Right.
What do you know about the kebab?
A most miserable man. Ultar say, cheery up, matey mate, it might. And he say, shut up, Ultar.
Fancy that.
Not at all. Arto has face like the drizzle that falls on the midweek afternoon. Whatever that is.
About... well, at fifth... Well, I still...
Oh, did they like...
See you around.
Very...
Hello again, friend. There wasn't much point when I couldn't speak...
Pray.
Nothing. It was a kebab stand.
Suddenly, I realized the guy was... It may never have...